morning, everyone. Good to see everybody. Good attendance from Deputy Cabinet members. Full turnout today. I don't think we've any apologies. Oh, yes, we have, haven't we? Hannah's on holiday, so Natalie is standing in for us. Good to see you. Can we agree the minutes of the last meeting on the 18th?
Move
Thank you. Haven't any announcements, no urgent items. Can I draw your attention to item 5, declaration of interest? Okay, and then we go on to key decision reports. Michelle, improving our rehabilitation.
Yep, thank you, Leader. So Dudcote Lodge is a council-run care home for short-term rehabilitation and recovery. It doesn't provide any permanent residential care at that building. The building does require a programme of works to ensure compliance with fire and building regulations, and that has been done in 2 phases. Phase 1 included the installation of fire doors in line with health and safety and fire regulations, including the compartmentation, and that phase has now been completed. As we move towards phase 2, we're looking at removing asbestos and installation of a new fire alarm system. Now, due to the nature of this work and the impact of service delivery, my preferred option would be option 1 in the report. Option 1 would be to pause admissions to Dovecot Rehabilitation and Recovery Hub during the programme of works. And outlined in there is the below impact that these options will have. This will allow the support the contractor to take full possession of the property and to get the work done as quickly as possible. And I just want to be very clear here again today, this is not a closure of a care home, this is a temporary pause in admissions, of new admissions coming in while the work gets done. There will be no disruption of noise and dust if we're to allow the pause, and both staff and residents will have the best environments possible. The programme of works, as you'll see in the report, is estimated at 20 weeks, but this could be reduced to 10 weeks if the contractor works double shifts, and this will form part of the procurement, and I know our colleagues in property are doing all they can to ensure that the work is done as quickly as possible so that we can get our beds back. And with that, I move the report.
Thanks very much, Michelle. Any questions, any comments? Yeah. I think it's important to stress that this isn't the closure, as you say, Michelle. It's temporary pause while we get things up to standard for our residents, and that's how it is. And we don't want people jumping on the bandwagon and making out that we're closing another care home, because we're not. It's a temporary pause while we do the renovations. Okay, can we agree the report?
Agreed.
Thank you. Matthew.
Thank you, Lady. Yes, the report this morning to seek a decision from Cabinet as to if an Article 4 direction, which was made on 21st of October 2024, should be confirmed, meaning it will come into force on the 24th of October 2025. If confirmed, the direction will remove permitted development rights for the conversion of homes into a smaller house of multiple occupation for between 3 and 6 individuals in selected areas. And this would mean they require planning permission. The area is set out on page 23, and the recommendation is option 1 at 4.2. As we said last year when we debated this, for us this is about controlling house of multiple occupation, but also protecting starter homes as well, which are much needed across our district. A lot of the houses that are being developed are in high density terrace housing areas where we are losing them, and that's something that we don't want to carry on doing, so plus a raft of measures as well. So that's my recommendation. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Matthew. This paper is really something we've been waiting for a long time, and it really will make a difference to our communities. And obviously, this sort of thing is raising the profile. We had the deputation at council, and I'm really pleased that you've brought this paper here today. And I think we're all really looking forward to it being implemented.
I think the debate we had last October proved that it was much needed. I think we all have aspects of this in our ward, so this is a start in some pilot areas, but if successful, I think it's something we need to move forward with. Yeah. I do think, Leader, that given the time for running, we need a progress report back to Cabinet on how this is working. That's something we can fetch in due course.
Yes, whenever you feel that's ready. Jack.
Thank you, Denise. Yeah, and thank you, Matthew, for bringing forward this report. Very much welcome this. We know we need to regulate HMOs better to protect those family homes and starter homes, and hopefully, if this is a success in those pilot areas, we can roll it out further. I looked at some of the consultation responses, and while there weren't many, they were all in favour of the proposal. I think it's clear the community is behind the council taking action on this issue. So again, I welcome that, and hopefully we can consider further areas in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
Les?
Fully support it, Matthew. I think it's a way forward. The only thing on, and I see that we've picked it up and we've covered it, and I think it's an important thing, and that's the creep sort of value that's on page 26.3. We've recognised it. We'll make sure that we get on top of it, but it's an excellent report and well drafted, and it's what was needed.
Yeah, it's a start. That's where we go from there. That's where we need to monitor it, and that's why, for me, the report needs to come back to Cabinet as well to see how successful it's been and where it's gone. But, yeah.
Okay, anyone else? Natalie?
Yeah, just to say I welcome the report. I think it's really thorough. East Ward is one of those areas, and I think our residents welcome the measures that are being taken through the report, so thank you.
Michael?
Yeah, just to add my backing as well, I think this is something that we've been calling for a long time, and I think Jack's right, we haven't had sort of many official responses, but every single week people in our communities, on Facebook and everywhere else, are telling us that sometimes, you know, HMOs are destroying communities. We need a good mixture of housing and good options for people to choose from, but sometimes some places just aren't suited to a HMO, and that, you know, we know about the parking issues and everything else. We go on forever about them. We fought one in our ward, as we know, so very much welcome it, and I'm also glad that it's just a start, and I hope to see it in my ward very soon as well.
I think we all do. So yeah, it's about controlling. HMOs are part of the housing need, but it's controlling them. There should be options for everybody out there for all housing needs.
Yeah. Okay, thanks very much. Can we agree the report?
Great.
Okay. Item 8 is our financial health report for the period up to January 25. This report updates Cabinet on the Council's financial position of 285 million net revenue budget. As mentioned previously, we continue to experience challenges, and demand for the services are really increasing every year. And the report sets out a potential overspend of 5.6 million for the last financial year. It is positive, however, that there continued to be a reduction in the overspend, which was previously forecast to be 7 million at the end of January. This reduction reflects the robust steps that we have taken as a council to reduce the overspend as much as possible. Further details are set out in section 3.3 of the report. This is the last monitoring report for 24-25, and the final position will be reported to Cabinet once the accounts have been closed. This will also include the final position of the Council's reserves. Any questions? Any comments? Are we okay with the recommendation?
Yep.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, everyone.